Howdy there, kids. Kids, where are those? Howdy there, kiddos. We are on Unit 3, Lesson 5. We're getting to the nitty-gritty stuff dealing with Congress. We talked about the lower house of Congress, the House of Representatives, which is based on population. And then we talked about the Senate. Everybody gets 2 senators. And now we're getting to the nitty-gritty stuff, talking about congressional committees at work. This is stuff that is, wonky, but it's important to know. Did you know that with so many members and differing opinions in the House of Representatives, how does work get done? You ever wonder that? Most of the work accomplished in Congress happens in smaller committees where the most senior representatives lead. The longer you're in Congress, the more power you have. Let me repeat that. The longer you're in Congress, the more power you have. One of the guiding principles at work in Congress is seniority rule, meaning that the most important congressional leadership positions are awarded to members with the longest service records.
You've got mail.
I've got mail. It doesn't matter that there might be people there who have more expertise in something. It only matters who has been there the longest, and that's why seniority rules. That's why it's called seniority rules, and that's why you hear that sometimes. Seniority rules, meaning whoever there's the longest gets the rule. John Dingell is dead. I hate that this picture is here. Very good guy, very good man. Died in the past year, I believe. He's been retired for a while. But he was the longest serving congressman for a very long time. So we're looking at objectives. We're going to explain the roles and duties of the legislative branch and analyze the structure and functions of the branch as outlined by the Constitution. The party caucus, in case you did not know, there's a thing called the Democrats and there are things called the Republicans, and they make up political parties. It's partisan. Some people treat it as a team sport. It is not a team sport. If there's one thing that I can teach you from the bottom of my government heart is that Republicans versus Democrats is not supposed to be like Clemson versus Gamecocks. It's not supposed to be like New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox. It's not a rivalry like a sports rivalry. We as Americans like to be tribal. We like to join teams. But politics is more than that. Okay? It's the parties are based on what people feel, what people want done. That's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. It's not just colors on a state. It is actual ideas and things to be done because government is there to help the people. Democrats want to help people one way. Republicans want to help people the other way. It is not a sport. So when you're trying to decide which party you are, look at the ideas before you just pick one side. Just because your mom and dad were a Clemson fan, maybe you're a Clemson fan. But just because your mom and dad are one political party doesn't mean that it really adheres to what you want to adhere to. So make sure that you look into that and just don't pick political sides just because it's a team sport. Because it's not a team sport. But anyway, back. Congress is partisan. Party caucuses meet to handle internal party matters as well to plan for upcoming congressional sessions. Other caucuses exist to focus specifically to what the caucus members want to focus on and internal policies. One is the Hispanic Caucus. There's the Fundamental Christian Caucus. There's the Black Caucus, which concentrates on their specific issues. Make sure you read this right here. That's going to be very important. Pause me. Read. Pause and read. I look awful today. Oh. All right, next. Standing committees. Committees are the workhorses of Congress. The workhorses of Congress. They're the things that they are the groups that get things done. If you ever turn to C-SPAN, a lot of times it's in committees. When you're seeing people get grilled in D.C., they're usually getting grilled at the committees. They're permanent groups to handleize particular policy matters. Standing committees, as well as their subcommittees, do all the background work on proposed bills before they are considered on the floor of either house. Dividing the labor this way helps Congress accomplish the immense amount of work it must do every session. Some standing committees are duplicated in the House and Senate select committees. Also known as special committees, select committees are temporary and established for a specific purpose, such as an investigation to the president or an investigation to another business, something like that. Congressional leadership appoints members of these committees. You may be wondering, what could possibly be needed after the exhaustive list of standing committees? Congress uses committee. Sorry, Congress uses select committees for research, oversight, and investigations. Over the last decade, some select committees include intelligence, Indian Affairs, aging, ethics, and of course, Benghazi. Make sure you read next. All right, read that. And there's joint and conference committees. They overlap. Make sure you watch this video right here. Committees. Tracking the committees. Make sure you do these activities right here. I'm not going to walk through everything for you on this one. And then your review. Do that. And then the quiz is dropped, so don't worry about the quiz on 3.5. Just make sure you're going through the work. Committees. You're going to be like, Mr. Cole, why am I have to do the quiz on the committees? Because committees are so nitty-gritty. I want you to know about it, but we're not going to quiz you on it. All right, committees. Yay.